Welcome back to the shop. Here, let me hide this from all the purists out there that are gonna get scared. The blue can here, we'll put this can out there. That's a better look for a typewriter repairman, right? Because that's the bad stuff. No, just kidding, guys. Go read up on WD-40. It's fine. You can use it. You can, if you're gonna wash your type, you know what? There's lots written up on it. Do you? Anyway, speaking of doing you, I have always really not been a fan of the Royal Safari, but you know, I saw this logo on this Royal Sahara, which is basically a Safari Aristocrat Custom 2, Custom 3. They're all the same, and it spoke to me. I think this one needs a little color in its life. I'm gonna try to talk louder because I have my air conditioner on, because it is summertime in the shop and I need some cool vibes. So we're gonna take this apart, completely apart, like everything off of it and all the panels, so people can see how to do it. That way, if you need to clean or you want to experiment with your own Safari, and you know, I give these guys bad rap. They're decent machines. Some of them are better than others, obviously, just like every other typewriter you get. And yeah, there's some plastic components to it, but it feeds paper well and it types well enough. Yeah, it's a good typewriter, guys. If you see me pooing on things, it's just because it's more of like an aesthetic choice, but nothing wrong with this machine. Anyway, that's the 2-minute intro. Let's get to it. I'm gonna put you in the stand, so you might not see a lot of the stuff, but that's the only way I can work. I don't have one of those cool swivel arms like Dwayne has, so you get kind of like the over the side look. First thing you're going to do on these Royal Safaris is pull the ribbon cover and pull out your ribbon spools. It's pretty simple to do. If you don't know how to take a ribbon spool out, you probably shouldn't be taking apart the whole entire typewriter, which we're going to do now. Underneath the machine, there's a bunch of screws. A bunch of screws here, a bunch of screws here, and then down in here, when you lay the machine, there's the magic margin. When you lay the machine on its back, you'll see there's some screws right here. One right here, and then one right here. I have a super long Harbor Freight $2 screwdriver that works well for this job, but I'm sure you can fit anything in there. And the one nice thing about this machine is that you don't have to take any of the screws out, really. You just have to loosen them, and that'll be enough to slide the body free from its mounts. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on loosening these deep screws in here, and then the screws all around, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna put you in the stand, and then I'll get to it. Let me get the stand set up here. It's kind of an impromptu video. I didn't have much going on for today. As far as work, it's 4th of July weekend, kind of. And I'm kind of just catching up on stuff and doing stuff that I like and what I feel like doing right now. I do a lot of commission work, and it's fun to do commission work, but sometimes I like the projects where people just say, have your creative freedom, do what you'd like. So we're gonna go ahead, and these ones do have to come out. These ones with the star lock washers. So we'll just slide those off to the side for now. Okay, now that takes care of, I think all the bottom ones are loose up now. Just make sure, so I'm just slapping them to come undone. Yep. All right, now we can go to the top side, and then there might be oh, the magic margin. Can you see here? There's 2 more. Excuse me. 2 more screws, and once again, you just have to loosen those. You don't even have to take them all the way out. Once you loosen all those, now you can take the whole side panel off. Very cool. Now it's ready for cleaning and inspections. Drop that on the ground here, and then go to the other side. Some clearance, and then we'll work on these two screws over on this one, which will loosen this big fatty back one. Loosen, and then this tiny guy that holds in the rear plate, and that should be enough to slide this side off. Voila! Very much an improvement on some of the other Royal designs. You could see it in the evolution of the Royal, where they were going with their things. Oh, these you have to pull to get this front fascia off. You got to pull these touch control knobs, and I think it's just a straight up pull on these to get them off. You see that? I just popped these color selector and touch control knobs off, and that should give you enough to pull off the front fascia. And you don't want to lose these screws, even though you loosened them. I kind of take them out anyway, just so when I'm washing stuff, I don't lose a screw, because there's nothing worse than losing a screw. So as I was saying, you could kind of see the evolution of Royal and what they were doing to streamline their production and get their productivity up and their material costs down, so they can really pump these guys out at a quick pace. But most of the Royal design is the same. Like this basic body style, or this frame, it's basically the same that Royal's been using since the start. Even in the Futura 800s, you can see slight changes, like with the touch control and the color selector. They've been moved from up here to down here, but Royal's always had their things. So to get the back plate off, there's 2 screws on this back panel. We already did the top ones, the tiny screws, and these ones have to come out. These ones aren't like the quick slide out, slotted style like the other body panels. I should be using a better screwdriver for that now that I'm not using the length. Okay, and then there's the back panel. The back panel comes off. And then while we're upside down here, to get the Platen knobs off, I'm going to zoom you in here on the camera. Let's see if I can get in here. If you rotate the Platen knobs, you can see whoop, there's the screw. It poked its little head out right through the bottom. This is one of those machines that you have to work on from the bottom. And we'll do the left side, the left Platen knob first. We'll pull that, which is right there. And is that the left or the right? This is the left. Guys, working upside down, my bearings are off. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pull the left side off like you would on every other Royal, and then continue to pull the Platen out from there. Zoop, get you back in the stand. Let's see here. Okay. One screw loosens up the left knob, and the left knob comes out. And the Platen only likes to come out, the Platen rod only comes out to the right side on these Royal machines, because there's a special clip in the side of the Platen drive that stops it. And if you try to pull the Platen out through the left side, through the carriage return side, you can eventually pull it out or hammer the rod out, but you'll be breaking the clip inside of here, and then you'll lose your thing. So you can force it, but it needs to come out to the right side. There's one lock nut on the Platen. You can take that out or leave it in, and then this will slide the Platen rod out to the right. Okay, and you can see here on the edge, it kind of has a stopper here. I'm trying to get the focus. It has a stopper on the end, and then the variable goes in there, and then it pushes on the system. And if you try to pull the rod out This way, the little peg that fits into the slot will eventually bend and break, and you can pull the rod out through the left. Ask me how I learned this. You know, one of my first few Royal attempts, I pulled the Platen rod out of the wrong side, and I ended up losing a good Platen because of that. So you can just pull the Platen out. So, and then there you'll see that's the little thing I was talking about. See that little peg? Everything slots into there, and that aligns everything up how it's supposed to go, and that keeps your Platen turning. And if you pull the wrong direction, you will bend and break that tab out. So, Royal to the right. All right, what else are we doing now? Underneath the Platen, you can see there's a screw here, and then a screw over there. We'll go ahead and take those out now. I might have to take, I'm gonna take this, actually, you know what, I don't think, the order of things doesn't really matter. You can take the back plates off first, or you can take this paper tray out first. But you unscrew this one screw here, and then the one screw on the other side there. And then that should give you access to the paper tray. Come out. Usually I have all the covers off by now. I'm kind of skipping steps here. That will pull your paper tray out, up and out, like so. And then that will give you access to your feed rollers. And the wide one goes in the back, and the double one goes in the front. And then it has these little washer things on the end. So one good thing about these Royal machines is that the Platens and the rubber are usually pretty good, even the feed rollers, so you don't really need to do a lot of replacing and sending away for that. I actually use these a lot of times. I get them as parts machines because the rubber is so good on them, and the parts are still good and mostly interchangeable with the other Royals, that I will actually pick up these for $5 or $6 cheap when they're not working, and use these card guides or the ribbons or the rubber out of them, because the rubber is really good. So since we skipped a step, we're going to go back to this back plate, and it's pretty self-explanatory here because you got one visible screw here. One visible screw that has to come out. There's that, and then one on the other side, like so. And if you haven't done a bunch of these, go ahead and keep them in a Ziploc bag, labeled, or in a container. Let's see, it's been a while since I've taken one of these off. Am I missing a screw here, or is it just those? Oh yeah, that's right. And where the Platen knobs and the Platen rod normally goes through, you can see how there's this little cutout here on the bottom, and inside that cutout space, oh sorry, I bumped the camera head, there is a screw inside there, and that will allow you to remove one cap. And then on the other side, it will be the same thing. You have this relief cutout on the side, and down inside that crevice is a screw. You can pull this out like so, and then this back piece is free to move. And that's about it, guys, for a complete body off tear down on a Royal Safari or the Saharas, any of these machines. And it's pretty simple. You can, a lot of like the Aristocrats don't have this, so I'm not even going to take that off for right now. But this one is a clean machine. This one's getting a script swap. I have a set of Spencerian script type bars for the Safari that showed up with the carriage completely broken off in shipping, and so I picked this one up, and I'm going to swap out the bars and turn this one into a good Spencerian script Royal. Paint the paint the bodywork. I'm probably going to leave that front part white because it's kind of a classic look. But other than that, guys, now it's ready for a full clean and adjustment. Test and tunes. This one types pretty well. But that was a 15-minute video of me rambling on how to take things apart. You can speed it up or slow it down as you see fit, and hopefully you guys get some interesting information out of this. If you have any questions on how to repair these, come to the Facebook groups, find me on Discord, ask around. There's plenty of help out here for these machines to get them fixed. They do take a lot of shipping damage, and there's a lot of escapement issues on these machines and little things that can get knocked out of whack. And they're fairly simple to work on as long as you know what to look for. So that's it, guys. Happy 4th of July weekend. Hot Rod Timer coming. We will talk to you later.